I'm what I call a cultural Catholic. I was raised in a Catholic family. Of course, they're from Cuba. And I don't practice religion. So I have very little faith in hope. I have no hope in faith. But I have a tremendous amount of faith and hope in charity, in random acts of kindness and goodness. Serendipity, you might say. I have a lot of faith and hope in charity. And it's going to require a tremendous amount of goodwill to get us through the environmental crisis that we're facing. It's not going to be faith and hope. It's not going to be, maybe it'll just go away. No, it ain't that. It's going to require a lot of good deeds. And that's, it's a tough call. And I should also note that I mentioned that I'm a cultural Catholic. It's like, like cultural Jews. They're not religious, but they associate with Israel and the larger diaspora of traditions and things of that sort. And so today is actually the feast day of Saint Victor, my patron saint. There are actually two Saint Victors. Today's is Pope Victor I, who was early 2nd century Pope, came from North Africa. He was a Berber. And we know very little about him because he was so early and his tomb was destroyed when St. Peter's was renovated. We know that he was the one who made Latin the official language of the church. And also had something to do with the setting of Easter Sunday and whatever. The other Saint Victor was 4th century, early 4th century. He too came from North Africa. And he's known as Victor Maurus. And he's buried in Milan. And he's called Maurus because he was from the Latin colony of Mauritania, which is what the Romans called North Africa. And it's, of course, the root of the word, the Spanish word moro, English word Moor, which in various languages is used as a derogatory term for people from North Africa. We do have an image of him, and he was black. There's a mosaic in the chapel of St. Victor in the Church of St. Ambrose in Milan, where he was originally buried. He was a Roman soldier, and he was killed for his faith. And then in the 16th century, a purpose-built church was made for him, and his feast day is the 8th of May, I believe, 8th of May. And I remember going to visit both the chapel and the Church of St. Victor when I was last in Milan. And so as a cultural Catholic, actually as an architectural historian, I spent an inordinate amount of time studying the church because so much of the history of architecture is tied to the church that I know it rather intimately. And I'm proud that my two patron saints are both from North Africa. They're both Berbers. And that one in particular has been given the name Victor the Moor. Right? It's kind of like a term of empowerment today, right? He's my patron saint. And if there's something we can do to change our perceptions about what we think, of how we think of the Mediterranean world, and all the better.